on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Joce Podcast. This is episode 25. I am your host, DwayneTheComic.
And your boy BoobieDoucet.
And we back with another one, and we got another guest. By far the most in shape guest we have, Pause.
You see the biceps?
Yes, sir. He is. We almost needed to get 2 chairs.
God damn. But ain't enough elbow room.
We got 6-figure trainer himself, Mr. Blair Henderson.
Huh? Talk about it.
What's up?
Good today, sir.
I'm good.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you for making the trip.
All the way out from Houston. Shout out to H-Town.
Shout out. What's do with all our guests? We also ask them questions. We don't just bring them on here so they can listen to us say a bunch of stupid shit. We also inform y'all on what they're doing in their lives, because these people got businesses and lives of their own.
Wow. I like that.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, when I was writing my questions, I realized I don't know shit about fitness. So,
never did push-up before.
bear with me, like all my fitness questions are very bare and basic. But my track questions are fun, because that's all I can think of.
Alright.
Yeah. Now, when I met you, you was already the track goat in Hamilton. I didn't really know nothing about you. I just knew you ran track. So, was track your first sport of choice? That's what you,
Nah,
you grow up on to be?
Not at all.
Man, this man used to hoop, bro.
Man, I was.
Yeah, but I met him and he was hooping too. But it was like, oh, he went track.
By the time you got there, bro, you wasn't even on
Yeah, I wasn't basketball no more.
Freshman year?
Oh, you was a real hooper.
Yeah, man. Look, so
I was about to say, no.
I didn't play sports in middle school, man. So when I
None at all?
man, I went to FK. So I played a little bit. I played like 2 or 3 games at FK White, but like. I went to Hamilton because it was the smallest school, and I knew I was gonna be able to play. So I was like, if I go to ball, they were like, this man played basketball 3 times his whole life. He ain't getting on the team. So I said, look, if I go to the smallest team, there's 25 people in the class.
Come on, we get you in.
I gotta make the roster. So I went over there to play basketball. You know, my brothers had played there, so.
That's fun. I've never heard that strategy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go to the smallest school.
I want to play.
And then I met with Coach Shaw and all them, so I was like, yeah, I'm you know, just work. He's like, work hard, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I was like, and then I realized that I wasn't that good at basketball. You know, I was good for, you know.
I was about to say.
I was good for Hamilton.
Oh yeah, you put it that way.
I was good for Hamilton, but I was trying to. My thing was I was trying to get a scholarship, and I just ain't really see that happening.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
That Malcolm situation.
I gotta be realistic about this, right?
Yeah, it just went. I was good on JV, and then I'm like, but that ain't getting you no scholarship. So I was like, I didn't want to do track though. I never wanted to do track.
Really?
Nah, man. I got talked into doing track, and the only reason I actually did it, I can't remember who exactly told me that was on the track team, but they told me if you get on the track team, just like basketball, you get to leave school early because the track team, you gotta go, you gotta leave.
You gotta get on the bus and
they feed you. And it's girls at the track.
Say less.
So I said, we get out of school early. It ain't basketball season no more, so we out of school early. They feeding us, and it's girls. So well, I'm gonna do track.
Say less.
So I went to track practice with some Team Jordans on.
Oh man.
Because I didn't know what track spikes was. Never seen them in my life. And I was a high jumper. And I like the high jump because nobody watched it. Nobody watched field events.
That is true.
Nobody watched field events.
Not
in Lake Charles.
Well, when I was in high school, we had some dudes getting fucking jumped.
Yeah, see, you don't watch trash high jumpers. I would walk up and hit the bar with my hand. Because all you gotta do is hit it 3 times. If I jump it, it look like I'm trying. So if I hit it with my hand, I just look like I'm mad. Like I don't want to be here. I play basketball.
Okay. So you wouldn't jump in like 7 feet or nothing?
Nah, man, I couldn't open in height. But if I tried, it looked like I was trash. So I knew I couldn't hit 5 foot. So I would just hit it with my hand.
I ain't feeling it today.
Nah, because the girls go before the guys, and I see the girls hitting my heights, and I'm like, I slipped. So I didn't do it. I wasn't good, but I was cool with it because nobody seen it. How you did? I was straight.
I was in there.
It was cool. I got third, 3 people. No, it wasn't no problem. You know, I was a long jumper too, same thing. I didn't know which board to jump from. It was bad.
Hey,
Nah, it was bad. I
I
did
thought
all
I was
that.
to go for fucking off in track. This
Nah, man, I didn't care about track at all. I'm a name drop him. I wouldn't tell Justin Griffin who got injured
Shout out.
at a track meet that I actually stepped on the track. And this is a story. We was at Washington Marion, I think it was. We were running 4x4. They was like, hey, coach came up and said, hey man, when somebody got hurt, you gotta run the 4x4. I'm like, all right, cool. So I don't know what the 4x4 is. So I go back to the tent. I'm like, hey, I'm about to run. They was like, oh, what you about to do? I'm like, oh, I'm about to do the 4x4. They was like, oh, good luck. I said, what you mean good luck? They say, oh, you gonna see. I said, all right. I called my brother. I said, I'm about to run. Y'all gonna see me do something. I can't hit the bar when I'm running. So look, hey, I said, hey man, I'm doing the 4x4. He said, you doing the 4x4? He said, yeah, somebody got hurt. Oh man, good luck with that. I said, man, that's the same thing my team just told me, man. He said, man, good luck. I said, man, all right, bro. He said, you come? He said, man, yeah, I'm gonna come out there. I gotta see this. I said, man, I get off the phone with him. I said, coach, what's a 4x4?
Oh,
I
Lord.
said, y'all each gonna run one lap. Gonna give you the stick, you gonna run one lap. I said, one lap? That's it? He said, yeah, man, just do what you can. I said, man, all right. I said, I don't know nothing about no running. They give you the stickers when you run. I ain't never did this before. He handed me a pair of spikes. It was a little bit too big because I was jumping in Team Jordan still. I don't see how I'm a basketball player. I jump, but I wasn't actually jumping, so it didn't matter. I don't need speed. I'm gonna hit the ball.
This nigga at the track meet, walking up to the ball with some J's on.
Team J's.
Knocking this shit
Team
over.
J's with the little fur on the front part right
Oh, who is this nigga?
Hey, he's not supposed to be out here.
He either real good or real
Yeah. This nigga gotta be going to Oregon.
Man, so they gave us the stickers. They was checking in for football. They gave us the stickers. We had 4s, and so I was like, you gonna run the second leg. So first person gonna run a lap, and gonna give you the stick, and you gonna run a lap. I said, all right, that's easy. One lap. All right, cool. Everybody hopping, hooting, hollering, yeah. Hamilton, we were good back then. They might be good now, but it was good back then. So I get the stick, first place. I get the stick in first place. I'm in lane 4, all right? In the track, the second leg is supposed to break into the first lane. So the second leg, you start off in your lane, you run the curve, and then you go into the lane 1. Everybody running lane 1.
Everybody inside.
Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that. So I got the stick in lane 4. My sticker say lane 4. So I ran in lane 4. So the whole time I'm running, my coach is yelling, break, break, break. So I turn, I'm seeing all them in lane. I say, oh, they all getting DQ'd. I gotta get it. We gonna win by default. They cheating.
They out of here.
They all cheating. I see the numbers on their stickers. So the whole time my coach yelling,
That's against the rules.
I see the numbers.
They gonna trip each other.
He say, break, break. So I'm running. I'm like, why this man want me to slow down in the race? So we get around the second curve. He's talking about some break, break. So I ease up. Dude passed me up. We get second.
Man.
Talking about how you feel. I said, I don't feel better. We would have won. You told me to slow down. I ain't tell you to slow down. I said, you said break. He said, yeah, break in. I said, break means slow. No, break means going to lane 1. I said, well, nobody told me that.
I'm a high jumper.
That's true, man.
You tell me that mid-race. What the word break mean to you?
Slow down.
Slow down. That's what I did. He said, how you feel? I said, what you mean how I feel? We lost. He said, no, how your legs feel? I said, we ran 1 lap.
You think you be gassed out and shit?
He's like, so you ain't tired? I said, no, you told me to slow down.
That's how the legend was born.
And that was the start of my track career.
That's crazy.
He brought me to practice.
scholarship.
He brought me to practice the next time. He said, all right, you're gonna run the 800. It's 2 laps. I said, we're going the same pace we did the other day. He said, no, we're going slower. I said, oh, that's easy. So stick with him as long as you can, and you just try to stay with him. So
Who was him?
Him was the dude at Hamilton with the school record for the 800 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy Jimmy Beck.
Jimmy Beck had the record.
He had the school. Now, Blair Henderson was a little bit. Look, the record has been broken by about 13 seconds now, but at the time, he had the record. It was, yeah, so he said, stick with him as long as you can, you know. I stuck with him, and I'm like, Coach, I can pass him? And he was like, yeah, you still good enough to pass him. So I waited until I felt like it was time to pass him. I passed him. He's like, how you feel? I was like, that was slow. So he was like, all right. The next day he came and said, do the same thing with the mile. So basically he did that with everybody from the 800, the mile, and the 2 mile, and it was the same outcome. And then from that point, it was, he was like, oh, you can be good at this. All right. So I think I really was good at track because I didn't know no better. So most people who know track, you tell them 400, they say, dang. Well, in my head, I'm looking 400 meters. I'm looking at it as one lap. So and mentally, I'm just thinking it's one. I had never ran one to even know how long one was, but in my head, because it was one, I'm like, it's just one. So at that point, I'm like, yeah. And then once I started, once I got introduced to 2 and knew 2 was slower than the first one, then just running one, I'm like, well, I could jog the first lap and sprint. And I'm good. So that was my track career at the start of it. So after that, it was less.
So what became your featured event?
800.
800 in high school was everything because I just did.
I dealt with it.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get scholarship. I didn't know what I was good at.
I'll run whatever you want.
Yeah, I got my own. I ran in somebody else's spikes at that time. I still didn't have a pair of spikes when I was at that practice running with him. I was running in the same. Yeah, so once I put on, we went to, we was in Hamilton, so we was going to some country schools. I think it was like Leesville or something. We went to one of those meets and they gave me a pair of spikes. And they said, just do the same thing. Stick with all of them till you ain't tired, till the end of it, and then pass them up. I put on them spikes. I said, oh, this cheap. This thing's light. So at that point, you know, it was just race after race, and then eventually, that was my sophomore year. Actually, I think you said that was my sophomore year. I ended up with the same strategy. I ended up breaking the state record my first year running track.
Yeah.
And well, that's what I thought. I thought that was nice. So I went home and Googled myself, and I didn't see nothing. Then I got picked. I break the state record,
man.
and I ain't even on the internet.
Hey, you want to know why?
I
They
go
put that shit under
down
my name for some reason.
Under your name.
Remember that?
You all right?
He got off on me at school.
We started doing track at the same
I was
time.
like, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even run track no more. So they said you broke it?
Yeah. Like if you go look up my name, it was like back then for sure. If you go look up my name, it had like all his shit under my name.
Whole track story.
I forgot that. You know what? We did start doing track at the same time.
I quit though.
You
I
quit.
stayed for like a week.
You quit on top though.
I had your spikes.
That was my spike. I did buy some spikes. Wow.
You bought the spikes and quit.
Your spikes made me a superstar.
Yep.
Nah, man, you could have kept them on, man.
Hey, that shit wasn't for me, bro.
Nah. Hey, man, that's what started it. And then after I broke the state record and I didn't find nothing, I got mad. I was like, how I break the state record? I'm like, I know football teams make it to the playoffs. They ain't the newspaper. I broke the state record.
They ain't put you in the newspaper, man?
I ain't get nothing. I ain't get no love.
Damn. Did they put you in the newspaper?
I don't know. I don't think they put
Nah, I don't think they put. I really don't put.
It was like something that messed up on the internet. Like somebody.
Oh, but you would figure if you broke the state record, you beat.
I think it was like, you know how when you play in a basketball game and they show the top scorers on the team right under the score. I think it was like that, like state champion. Like you in the back of the newspaper. You definitely ain't on the cover of it. So
Especially
in my head, I was a stardom, and
ESPN should be calling me in the morning.
yeah, it didn't happen like I thought it was gonna happen. Besides the fact that it was a half a mile, ain't nobody watching that. But you know, in my head, I was a state champion.
200. I mean, 800. I'd watch that.
It's different the older you get, but when you
get a little more competitive.
it turns into a sprint. But you watching somebody drag their way for 2 laps, you ain't about to try. You don't want to watch that in high school.
So they can run for 10 minutes.
Yeah, facts.
Y'all hurry up, please.
Y'all locking up.
Everything 12 seconds and it's 2 minutes.
Yeah. We're gonna do the 100 again.
Man, I ran a mile in like middle school. I know they was waiting on me to finish.
I ain't get them opportunities. Man. I went to FK, bro. It was a little cutthroat over there. It was funny is everybody that made the team over me, I ain't never seen them people again. But I was like, I took it like Jordan. I was mad.
Went home and got in the lab.
I went home. I know. Look, once I saw that I wasn't on no newspaper, nothing like that. First, when I broke the record, you see the picture I got on my Instagram while I'm in the Hamilton suit. I'm like screaming in the camera. I thought I did something. I thought that picture was gonna be everywhere. It wasn't nowhere but my phone. Yeah,
that bitch gonna be on the wall.
Hey, bro, they about to have a mural of me.
Yes,
I'm about to be
in front of the school.
I'm about to be Jace Peterson.
They gonna hang that up right next to the
Who is that?
No, I ain't get no kind of love. It took like 2 years for them to change the record on the school.
Damn.
It wasn't that. So what happened was after that, I was like, I got mad. So I Googled like the national rankings. I wasn't even like the top 250. I think it was. Like the website didn't show more than that. So I wasn't even in that.
Ain't
So
no telling what I was.
I got humbled real quick, and it actually made me. That's what really sparked me from transferring, because I was at Hamilton. I left my the end of my sophomore year. I said, if I can break the record at this school, they don't respect me. So I got to go to a big school and break a record over there. At least raise some other people. Maybe they'll give me a little article or something. So that's when I ended up leaving and going to from Hamilton was a 1A at the time. I don't know what it is now, but
Class B maybe.
Yeah.
So they still 1A? I know they was playing Class B teams tournament.
Class B, you don't have a football team.
Yeah, I know.
They gotta be 1A.
It'll be 1A still. St. Louis was a 4A at the time, so I was like, I just need to get more competition. And then so I quit basketball because I'm like, I'm behind at this point. You know what I mean? Like in basketball, I thought I was good. I was in track and went to started thinking I was good. I'm like, well, I got more potential. So I started doing that. Went to St. Louis, started competing against those guys, and realized it was the same thing. It just was the state was trash. Like I wasn't great. The state was just really bad at what I did. So as opposed to trying to race people, I started racing the clock, and by doing that, that's what really got me to LSU and all that. You look at any high school race, it's just me. Like it's just me, and everybody like, oh, look, I'm trying to get out of here.
I ain't racing y'all.
I'm not racing y'all.
I'm running for something much different than y'all.
Yeah, it changed though, because it went from like you competing against other people to you going to the meet and people seeing you in their racing and oh man, okay.
Damn.
I told my coach I didn't want to run this.
What up, dog?
Oh yeah, man. So
Yeah, they think you gonna win today's shit. Oh, fuck. Nope, not the road. Damn.
Yeah, that bro.
Who invited this dude?
That used to happen, man. Like, and it really kind of got me. It messed me up. I ain't gonna lie, it really messed me up because when I was in high school, I probably lost 3 races in 3 years, 4 races maybe in 4 years, 3 years. And I went to college and get my ass whooped every week. I was confused, man. I legit was confused. Like I went to my coach. Look, my first meet in college, we ran against Texas A&M. Well, my first big meet. I was running a 4x4. And I was running an ankle leg at LSU as a freshman. So I'm like, man, I gotta represent. I gotta do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I go out. They give me the baton. I'm running. We in the lead. I'm leading the whole race, and I see dude start smiling. He passed me up. He smiling. The crowd just started woo woo woo. He started throwing his hands up. I said, "What's going on, man? Wait a minute.
This ain't
So
trash.
we passed it. We crossed the line. I'm mad. I do the baton. I go, hey man, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man? You did good. I said, man, nah, buddy. They clowning me. He said, man, you know who that is? I said, man, I don't care who that is. I don't lose.
Yeah.
He said, welcome to the SEC. He said, that dude an Olympian for Trinidad.
Oh, man.
God dang.
Oh.
What y'all got that lip?
Why is he here?
That's what I was saying. I said, they got Olympians in college?
I thought you gave that to after the
Olympics.
Welcome to the SEC. At that point, man, I struggled for
Well, maybe that's how he got his scholarship too.
That's how he got out of Trinidad.
them dudes, man. It was.
Say he ran by and put his hands up.
Man, they was laughing and everything. He at the end of the race, he dapped me up. I was like, I don't want to dap him up.
Good job, son.
He was crying because he knew
hard, bro.
He knew I was 18. Like
That's why he was smiling.
he was smiling like
That
that.
boy breaking out like that.
Like,
Watch this.
Ooh, okay. Needed. They was like,
Let's show you though.
What's your
Yeah,
name?
you know.
What's your name is? I'm gonna follow you.
Young blood.
you're gonna be good one day.
Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah.
Today's my day.
I used to be like you.
Man, bro.
Bask in the ambience.
Hey, bro, that was hard, bro. It was hard. I went from win, like I said, bro, I would go to races in high school and I wouldn't even think about winning. I would think about the time I was gonna run. I go to college and I'm thinking about everything. I'm thinking about who else in the race. I feel like the dudes in high school. I see people like, oh, not him. Not him. I can't win. Man, it was bad, bro.
Yeah,
It was
welcome
bad.
to the league moment.
Man, facts. That was.
How you doing, rookie?
I used to get nervous and everything. I didn't get nervous in high school at all. Music playing, walking on the shades on, swagged out. I'm in there eating Nutri-Grain and bananas, getting ready. Focus, visualizing, walking around the track, visualizing and stuff. I'm gonna move right here.
Test the track out.
Yeah, bro.
We gotta get right here if we can.
I used to just eat whatever, do whatever you want. Nah, man, I'm over here saying the Lord's Prayer on the line.
Father God, come to
Yeah, if it's your will, let me win.
If not, Lord, then just let me learn my lesson.
Yeah, man, let me take something from this.
I thank you for putting me in the position.
The whole demeanor didn't change. Yeah, bro, it was
Still
different.
gonna give you all honor and glory.
It was real different.
Oh,
It was different. I knew, but during the recruiting process, I kind of knew what I was getting into because the school that wanted me, well, I won't say the school that wanted me the most was Columbia, but I didn't want to go to Columbia because I knew I was only going to get in that school because I was running track. So I wanted to be around people who actually were smart enough to be in Columbia because we wasn't going to click.
Yeah.
So the next school that wanted me was TCU, and I wanted TCU. Like I was going to TCU, I was sold on TCU straight out the jump. And then the visit was nice, the facility was nice, the people were super, super nice, and they had a lot of money at TCU. But I had a heart condition when I was in high school, and TCU cared about that. So they was like, we gonna talk to your doctors, we gonna go look at your paperwork, make sure everything clean, clear, all that stuff. So while that time LSU was like, hey, you wanna come to the LSU Bama game? We're gonna put you on the field. I'm like, let's go. I go to
You know what? I just might enjoy it.
I went to the LSU Bama game. My mama went out there. My mama did not want me to go visit LSU for no reason at all. She cannot stand the education in Louisiana. And she was like, do not go to LSU. So the difference between TCU, I kid you not, when I was at TCU, they were tearing down a set of dorms. And my mom said, what's wrong with that building? She said, oh, see, that building's only 5 years old. But we decided to expand it. So we're going to tear down half of it and expand it and remodel those rooms. It's 5 years old. We got to LSU, and my mom was like, why y'all got holes in y'all windows? And the woman say, we're preserving those buildings. They're historic.
I got you.
Hey,
Don't change that.
so at LSU, when shit hit the fan,
It's over with.
we preserving it.
TCU,
It's 5 years old, they gotta go. So it was a little different. So
this building they can touch it. 40 years. Same windows.
They ain't got no money to tear it down.
tell
That's what I'm saying.
TCU, when I got to TCU, they was like, hey man, you come here, you gonna be the man on campus. Like, look, you gonna be the face of the team. We gonna lace you up. We sponsored. The year that I went to TCU, the year that I visited, it was the last year in Conference USA. They were moving to Big 12. So the year I was going to be there was going to be the first year in Big 12. I didn't know what no Conference USA was, so I really wasn't sold on that. When they said it was going to be 12, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like,
I know that.
they got other schools in there that names I know. So I was like, I was sold on the Big 12. I'm like, all right, cool, face of this. And when I went to LSU, they was like, you ain't shit. Like, we don't really care who you are. Like, you want to be here. Like, and it was like, oh, what other schools you visit? TCU. Like, you want to go to TCU? It was almost a pride thing they got me to go to LSU.
Hey, I fuck with LSU.
because
Trash ass nigga want to go
yeah, because it was like, I was like, if I go somewhere else, they gonna talk shit about me. That nigga couldn't handle this.
That's why he at TCU.
Boy ran from the SEC. So I'm like, the whole time, I'm like,
Hey, that's how I talk to when niggas don't come to LSU for football. That's my first thing.
I'm like, you scared, bro.
You scared of the competition.
It literally, that was the driving force to get me to LSU, because I did not like LSU. Like, I liked the football team, but I didn't like what I saw when I went to LSU. It was like, TCU got this full, nice weight room. They had like the smoothies and the nutritionists, and this your person, you gonna come here and do all this other stuff. When I got to LSU, that was like, all right, so this the weight room for volleyball, softball, track, baseball, basketball. See, football got their own stuff over there, but y'all can't go over there. I was like, wait, what? When I was at TCU, I was like, this is the track weight room. I'm like, what the heck? This is a whole... No, we sharing.
Y'all go over there.
Yeah, man. You show corner. You do your core and you little band exercises over there.
If you want to go run around and shit, you go outside.
Just go square right here.
Don't touch that motherfucking facility.
Don't go nowhere in the football operations. That's what it was, man. That's what it was.
We got some free weights out there. That's what you
Yeah,
call
man.
Right?
The weights was rusted. I was like, man,
I don't know what you need to look like before you run track anyway. What you look like Hamilton, man?
I was mad, but I was like, man, you know what? It's this the SEC. I guess this is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I can't look at their facility. Maybe they trash. I don't know. They got nice weights, but they might be trash. You know, St. Louis had real good facilities. One of the best at that.
So y'all cuddled at this motherfucker. That's what it is.
Man.
Sport.
That's what it was.
And you gonna get shit.
You gotta earn it.
Builds character.
We was in there building character on scholarship.
I'm not supposed to be building character no more, Coach.
I thought we made it. No.
You gotta go a little further.
You see them football players? They made it. Y'all ain't made it shit.
Not y'all.
They got it made in the shit.
Man, that's how it was, bro. That's how it was. And I verbally committed to LSU because TCU stopped answering the phone because they were looking at my medical records. So I'm like, hey, I just ran this at practice. They were like, oh, okay, that's cool. How's your heart?
Man, fuck all that.
I'm not trying to do none of that. I go to LSU. I said, hey, man, I just ran it over Will. Oh, okay, you might get to score. You might score a conference with that.
You ready to go?
And I'm on the other line in the SEC.
No way.
They're like, oh, yeah, man, you know. They told me, you come over here, you're going to be a national champion. Oh, dang. National champion. Now, that didn't happen, by the way, but you know.
It sounded good.
I like, how many TCU got? I don't know, man. Hey, the school's getting below the belt, bro. You want to go there for real?
Man, what the fuck you serious?
Hey, I ain't like, cousin, how many black people over there? Oh, dang, I don't know. See?
Now that you mention it,
I think it was like 2 or 3 of them.
Like, hey,
counting me.
one. You sure you want to go there?
I know that ain't cool.
Yeah.
We all got the same dorm.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff.
Man.
But I ain't gonna lie to you.
There's only 2 rich niggas in there.
So y'all all get this room right here. We got bunk beds for y'all. That's all.
It's the black track athlete dorm right here.
Your own hall.
It's only 4 of y'all, so we just gang out y'all own shit.
We call this Jesse Owens.
Jesse.
Hope you guys like it.
Nah, bro, it was different. It was different. My visit was different too. The visit at TCU, you know, we went to a. They had a couple black people on the team. They brought me to this little bar club thing. It was straight. It was straight. They treated us nice. At LSU, it was. I mean, we was a Bama game. We had field access the whole time. We left the game and it was like, all right, we're going to the 100 bottles party. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. 100 bottles. What is that?
I can only
It was going to be 100 bottles.
Max, I can hold this nigga.
How y'all gonna get that? When you go on a visit, they give the person who hosting you like $100, $150, something like that, to take you out and all that. Give us your money. So we give them, I gotta give them my money. It was a different kind of hustle over there.
Say, nah, we not getting nothing.
We getting these bottles. So what happened was they brought us to the party, you know, we get into the party, and they gave me 2 bottles. I vividly remember they gave me a bottle. Now, it wasn't no top shelf. They gave me a bottle of Pinnacle whipped cream, and they gave me a bottle of, they gave me a bottle of Peach Ciroc.
I gave you $150.
But
This is $30 worth of
Hold up.
Facts. They gave me 2 bottles. Hey, these your bottles. But have fun. So we get into the party. I'm throwing the shots back, doing all that stuff. They're like, hey, the girls start showing up to this party. Hey, he a recruit. This dude gonna be a track star. He gonna listen. All the girls start going on, you know. Yes. I was like, man, this crazy. Hold on. Give me a second. Wait. This psychology is sold.
Hey, coach, I'm not leaving, coach. I'm just here.
Hey, I commit.
I'm completely sold on LSU. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. I go back. I'm like, man, I call TCU. I'm like, hey, man, why? Yeah, we still looking at your medical stuff. Like, all right.
Look if you want to.
Verbally commit to LSU on Twitter. I said, Mom, I made a decision. I'm gonna go to. I verbally commit to LSU. She said, I know you fucking lying. I say, what you mean? She say, you not going to LSU. I say, what's already on Twitter, Mama? It's on there, like I said. I can't believe it.
It's a fit. I told the whole
tweet. She was like, nah, you ain't going to LSU. I said, so I finally talked to her and told her why I wanted to go to LSU. And she cried.
Because of $100.
Yeah, she cried. You know, she said, they don't even want you. She said, you was some all the girls. All these girls, say bottles, like SEC, you know what I mean? It was like,
You gotta say more.
She was like, yeah, you don't need to go to LSU. So eventually, you know, she got on board with the LSU thing, for the most part. You know, it worked out, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
I put it this way. It's ironic because the guy who was the greatest 800 runner at TCU in history, there's a big old mural of this man at TCU. And it was like, you're going to be the next Kadivas Robinson if you come over here. And they were showing me like all his accolades and his medals and all this other stuff. He was a 2-time Olympian and 38 still in the Olympics running track against people that's half his age. And my coach at LSU got fired right after I signed my NLI.
Oh, God.
So,
Can I take this back?
signing day passed. I didn't sign my NLI, and my coach get fired. So now I'm like, well, shit. What this mean? Now I'm going to LSU. I don't even know who over there.
Meeting people.
So everybody at LSU started transferring and stuff. And like everything started changing. I'm like, oh man, what I'm about to do? So I called Missouri, I called Arkansas. I said, hey y'all.
I'm about to transfer. What up?
Y'all can get me out this contract.
They can tell you
It was like you signed the NLI. It was like, I said, yeah, man, but my coach gone. They said, well, you going where your coach go? I said, he going to Clemson. I ain't never visited that, and I don't want to go to Clemson. He said, well, yeah, we can't really do nothing for you, man. I'm like, everybody gave their scholarships out on signing day, and people didn't sign it.
Oh, so they ain't.
Yeah, so I called TCU. Let me back up. TCU on the day before signing day, they said, hey, we about to send you NLI. I said, yeah, I committed to LSU. They said, huh? I said, yeah, I'm going to LSU, man. He said, well, what? I said, man, y'all ain't talked to me in like 3 months. I said, y'all been worried about my heart. LSU don't care. So, he was like,
They don't give a fuck about my heart.
they got 100 bottles. They got 100 bottles of girls. Like,
Y'all would call it doctor.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, nothing wrong with my heart.
I told you when I ran into practice, you just said, what about your heart?
He said, what about my heart?
It's fine. Look at what I ran. Great.
Man, yeah, bro. I was like, man, I'm going to LSU. He was like, man, you sure about that? You want to think about it? You ain't got to sign on signing day. I said, man, nah, man, I ain't going over there. So they had what they did was on signing day, they sent my NLI to the next guy in line. The dude who was like 4 seconds slower than me, they sent him the NLI because I didn't want to sign it. It was a full scholarship. So they gave him a full scholarship.
Man, he lucked out.
LSU sent me my NLI. The whole time, you want full scholarship, I get my NLI. This ain't no full scholarship. It was like, oh, you ain't gonna get tops. They say you ain't gonna academic scholarship. We looked at your grades.
Why did y'all
I said, yeah, but even with tops, he say, you gonna get Pell? I said, the Pell grant? Yeah, we looked at your income.
Man, y'all niggas.
So y'all gotta figure it out.
They finessed me, bro. They get my home. I say, y'all, I spent my Pell before I got it. I can't even get fresh. I gotta buy books.
Y'all already backed this shit into my
Shit.
Now I gotta show up to school. I gotta bring all these J's back.
Man, bro.
Ain't no more TV.
So bad, bro, that I pulled, I bluffed.